Well, g'day, Flatties and reality defenders. This is the legendary Critical Think from Down Under. Thank you. And today it's the 3 Bitcoin Challenge Day 2. Let's just remind ourselves what this is about.
Watch the daily video every day for 2 weeks. At the end of that 2 weeks, if you think the earth is flat, hit the question mark button and make sure your question isn't answered there. And if it's not, and you can prove the earth is a globe, you win 3 Bitcoins.
Righty. So today's Derp Fest is the one here which is marked Flat Earth is Reality. So let's get on with reviewing this video.
I challenge anyone in the comment section to prove that rocks can do that.
I challenge anyone in the comment section to prove that this guy's not an idiot.
Because 3 million miles away, we're observing that. And the fact that the moon is actually a cold light...
No, false.
...tells us that it emits its own energy. It's just as the Bible describes.
No, science has nothing to do with the Bible. So the facts are different. The light reflects off the moon. That's pretty obvious, and the science supports this fact.
The yin to the yang, we can measure moonlight as being cold.
So this is a myth. It's due to incorrect measurement, and people think that moonlight is cold because they don't know how to perform a proper scientific experiment.
I think anyone with any common sense can look at that moon and tell themselves there's no way it can be a rock 238,000 miles away.
No, that's not true. I can look at the moon, and even when I look at it through a telescope, it certainly looks like a rock. And it's been measured that far away. People have done measurements. They've measured the moon. So it looks like a rock. It's been measured that far away, so I don't know where you get that idea from.
Zoom in and see the detail that we see on the moon with a Nikon P1000 if it was 238,000 miles away. So I know it's...
Hey. What? Because we can zoom in on it, it's not that far away. Oh, hang on a minute. Maybe it just might be big. You know, big, very big. You haven't thought about that, have you?
It's difficult for people to comprehend because of a lifetime of conditioning.
No, it's difficult for flat earthers to comprehend because of the level of incredulity and the distrust of science.
Cosmology is actually a closer representation based on what we see, feel and observe in nature than the one that we're being given by NASA. For me, the globe is...
Now, there's this common error that flat earthers make, and they think that NASA is the sole source of information in the whole world. And no, we're not necessarily given information by NASA. I mean, they do give information, but that's not who we rely on for the complete view of the science of the world. So don't blame NASA for everything.
Nothing but a spell. It's a kind of program. It's a kind of trick to deceive us from what's actually going on here. The fact that we're in some sort of creation, and nature supports that. And your common sense tells you that you can't have possibly come from a Big Bang billions of years ago.
How would you know? All right, there's got nothing to do with common sense. The Big Bang could or could not have occurred. But really, what's that got to do with the shape of the Earth? Nothing. The shape of the Earth is easy to determine. I mean, it's a globe, very simple. There's many measurements, many tests, a lot of science. Nothing to do with Big Bangs.
Evolved from a single cell amoeba. So just use your own discernment, use your own common sense.
Yeah, I'm using my common sense. My common sense first says follow the science. Do your own experiments like I do. And my common sense says that don't rely on personal incredulity and that you don't want to believe that we're evolved from an amoeba or anything like that. Nothing to do with the shape of the Earth.
And use the moon as a starting point. Do you really think you can land on the moon? Do you really think that's a rock? Do you really think it's far away?
Yeah, Yeah, why should we not think that?
Do you really think it's actually physical? You can make all these observations for yourself and you can prove that the moon isn't actually physical and it's not.
Hang on. Whoa, hang on there, Neddy. Oh, how can you prove that? You can't. In fact, we've got the complete opposite from science. Like people have bounced laser beams off the moon, for example. And we've been to the moon, that's for sure. So all this, how can you prove that it's not real? That's ridiculous.
Not something you can ever land on.
The Earth is flat, and here's the proof you've been searching for. Ever wonder why we've been fed so many stories about outer space? Satellites floating around, endless galaxies and moon landings. They sound cool, right? But have you ever questioned how much of it actually makes sense?
No, because it does all make sense to me. I don't have a problem with satellites and space and that. Everything fits together. All the evidence says it's correct.
Let's break it down. If satellites are supposedly orbiting in space, how come NASA and private companies launch hundreds of high-altitude balloons?
Oh, what? So now we can't have satellites because they launch balloons. I want to ask you a question. How come people have motor cars when you can catch the bus? It doesn't make sense to have a motor car. Or what about a bicycle? People actually had bicycles a while ago. Many people had bicycles. So how does it make any sense that we've got a car? I mean, this is a ridiculous argument.
Every year, these massive balloons carry thousands of pounds of equipment, telescopes, internet devices, you name it. And here's a shocker. Underwater cables transmit most of our internet, not satellites.
That's correct. There's nothing wrong. That's not proof of anything. Undersea cables are cheap. Satellites are very expensive. And anyway, Starlink may change that statement. Starlink is getting a lot of satellite traffic now, but there's nothing to match the low cost of a undersea cable.
So why all the space propaganda?
What's the propaganda? Satellites perform functions. They don't necessarily perform the function of internet. They do, but that is not necessarily their prime function.
Now let's dive into the bigger picture, the Earth itself. Ever heard of the 360-degree ice wall in Antarctica?
Yes, we've heard of it. I've seen what you call the ice wall, which is the edge of the ice shelf.
This colossal wall is said to hold the oceans in place, acting like the edge of a flat world.
Yeah, but it's just said it's not real.
Researchers have tried to dig into it only to discover something bizarre. First, it feels like solid stone. Dig a little deeper and you hit something they call sky ice. What's weird? Every hole they make seals itself as if the ice is alive. And it doesn't stop there.
I don't find that all that weird.
This sky ice phenomenon mirrors what happens when rockets hit the firmament, a mysterious water-like barrier above us.
Okay, a water-like barrier. Has anybody ever measured how high it was? Anybody ever touched it? Anybody ever, say, sent a rocket up and measured the telemetry, anything, a camera attached to a rocket? Anybody, any evidence of this so-called firmament? No, didn't think so.
Footballing across it as if it's repairing itself. Coincidence? Think about this. Over 85% of our oceans remain unexplored. Yet we're told we've mapped out the infinite cosmos.
Eh? You mean explored undersea? And yes, we've mapped out the stars. I don't see the relevance of that.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
No.
The sky's blue because there's water above it. Just like our bodies are made of 60% water, Earth's balance.
It's got to do with the light scattering in the atmosphere, not because there's water above it. Have you ever seen the water? I have not seen the water. There's no water. Nobody's ever sent up a rocket and brought back some water. Sorry.
Depends on it too. Curious to learn more truths that challenge the mainstream narrative? Hit follow and dive into the rabbit hole. The answers are out there. Are you ready to find them?
Good morning.
Oh my goodness me, who's this guy? This guy is so creepy. Oh, you wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alley. Oh my goodness.
Morning. Aloha from Florida. So this is an appeal to Christians who still believe the earth is a spinning wet rock in outer space. The first 19 verses of Genesis spells it out.
Okay, I dismiss this immediately. We probably can skip through this. I won't take much notice of this. As soon as you start using the Bible as a science book, that's it for me.
Pretty clearly. The biggest thing in there is that the sun was created on the fourth day and the earth was already here. So if the heliocentric globe theory is true, what was the earth rotating and revolving around for the first 3 days? It doesn't work. And Joshua clearly said, "Sun, stand still." And the Bible says that God stopped the sun and the moon over the valley.
Wow.
It doesn't say he stopped the earth from rotating and revolving. And one of our favorite ones is the verse in Job where it says, "The earth takes shape like clay under a seal." And there's a lot of them in Psalms talking about the earth being stationary, motionless, built on a foundation or having pillars.
Bible
so you cannot get a spinning wet rock for the earth out of the Bible. What really surprises me about this, when you tell someone who is a Christian or a Bible believer, they look to the Bible as the authority for their life, and you tell them the earth is flat and stationary, and they just immediately want to start defending the globe.
Just wait a minute. Of course we want to defend the truth. Whether we're Christians or not, doesn't matter. The shape of the earth is scientifically established. And if people start to tell lies about it, of course, who wouldn't want to defend it?
Where did the globe come from?
It was created by God. How about that?
Of the Big Bang. The Big Bang pseudoscience nonsense gave birth to the globe.
Who cares about this stupid
and that ideology
Big Bang?
gave birth to evolution. And that leads to a deep, dark delusion called atheism.
The shape of the earth's got nothing to do with that.
So for you Christians, defending the globe, thinking the earth is a spinning wet rock in outer space, the globe theory is an anti-God, anti-Christ, anti-flat earth world view.
Nothing to do with God or not God. Your God is not powerful enough to create a spinning globe in space. Just goes to show you how small your mind is. God's mind would be greater than that. There's no problem for God to create your spinning ball in space, even though you may find it incredibly difficult to believe. You're not God. How do you know? God can do anything. There's the argument gone right away.
It lends itself to fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Romans chapter 1, I believe it is, maybe it's chapter 2, but says that you can know the Creator by understanding the creation.
So why don't you try to understand the creation instead of trying to tell the Creator what you think He created?
So if you start looking into the creation and learning the truth that this is an intelligently designed, enclosed electrical topographical station, plane, and you learn more about the sun and the moon and the fixed constellations and the wandering stars, which most people are conditioned to call planets now.
Oh, the planets are now just wandering stars. It doesn't matter that people can see them through telescopes.
Nowadays, and the Earth is not a planet. The Earth is the ground floor. The Earth is not in space. It's not rotating. It's not revolving.
Except that the science says it is rotating. That's what the science says. It's measurable. A lot of things would not work if the Earth was not rotating. That's science, not just your dumb nut opinion.
It's not tilting. It's not wobbling. The Earth is flat and stationary.
No, provably false.
To be. When you start to research this and you are willing to accept the truth of creation for
again, creation, who says creation couldn't have created a moving, rotating Earth in space? No problem for the Creator. What's your problem?
A lot of people, it gives them a deeper connection, a better connection with Spirit or with our Creator. So for Christians who still want to hold on to the blue ball religion, just realize that
the blue ball is science, not religion. If you're holding on to the flat cult religion, then you stop projecting. That's all I gotta say. Stop projecting.
maybe it's creating some confusion in your spirituality. Maybe it's creating some fear, uncertainty, and doubt in your spiritual, emotional, and mental life. Maybe there are some contradictions in your own thinking processes trying to make sense of God the Creator
a lot of rubbish.
and the satanic lie of creation of the
bring
earth being a
Satan
globe.
into it. That's it.
Just something to think about, something to consider. If you would look into Flat Earth Banjo, he's one of the best
Oh my goodness me, Flat Earth Badger, he's one of the worst. He's the guy that strawmans the globe with the emergency landings and says that there's a sun simulator that they tow behind a snowcat or something. This is comical.
channels on YouTube for Flat Earth. He's a friend of mine. He wrote a book called 16 Emergency Landings.
Oh, the 16, he had to mention it. That's one of the worst books ever. There's so many holes in it, so much straw manning of the globe. It's ridiculous.
Proving Flat Earth. Also check out Eric Dubay, 200 Proofs Earth is Not.
Oh, he had to mention also Eric the liar Dubay. Okay, the one who says there's no 24-hour sun. Oh, but there is. Oh, but there isn't. Oh, there's a studio. That Eric Dubay, that one.
And the documentary that I'm in called The Mechanical Realm, based on the Antikythera mechanism and the perfect divine cycles of all the heavenly luminaries over the surface of our flat and stationary Earth around our magnetic center. This is not a random chaotic accident that we live in or on. This is an intelligently designed, enclosed electrical topographical.
So, while I may agree that it's intelligently designed, there's all the other stuff is pseudoscience and electrically and all that, whatever your word salad you said there. You have no proof of it, right? This is just your idea. You think it sounds great and it fits with your belief system, but you're ignoring the science.
Stationary plane that we commonly call Flat Earth. So for the Christians still trying to hold on to the globe, please do a little research.
Oh, I'm not Christian, but I did do my research, okay? My research says the Earth is a globe. So if you would like to do some correct scientific research, you can get to know that too. You can break out of your cult there that you're in, and you can see the light.
And question what you were taught to believe.
And question what these flat earthers like Eric Dubay are telling you. And question what Flat Earth Banjo is telling you, because they don't hold up under scrutiny.
Nation camps. Have a great day. God bless.
Nobody that believes in flat Earth thinks that the Earth is suspended in space and that it's just a pancake and that we're the only ones that are flat. Space is fake. It's just us. Yes, we are special. We're created by God.
So what's that got to do with the shape of the Earth? So I don't mind you thinking you were created by God, but couldn't God also create a lot of other things, like a globe, for instance?
When I was younger, I loved astronomy, but it's not real.
So many astronomers would disagree with you on that. There are many reasons, many scientific reasons for this "it's not real" narrative to be dismissed, instantly dismissed.
Like, real. Find me a picture from NASA that doesn't look like CGI.
Oh, they all look like CGI to you. So when people say that, how come all the things from NASA are fake? Well, they're not really fake. It's just that you calling them fake. I don't know how you anyone can live their life just thinking that everything is fake that they don't believe in. There's ample evidence that what NASA produces is not fake. So to immediately dismiss everything as fake is ridiculous.
Find just one.
So the NASA moon mission is delayed again. Yeah, that's right. The Artemis program, which started in 2017, delayed their moon mission once again till this time, 2027.
Yay, come on, 2027 or whenever it is. It's like when NASA will go to the moon, they'll all be saying it's fake. Right now they're saying, oh, look at this, the Artemis mission hasn't gone to the moon. And then when they go to the moon, oh, look, fake, it's all done in the studio. It's just the same as like we went to the final experiment and a lot of the Flatties saying, oh, no, you're not going to go, you can't go, you'll never see the midnight sun. And we'll go down there and see the midnight sun. Fake, it's all fake. Yeah, we know what's going to happen when they send Artemis to the moon. They will one day. I don't know whether it'll be 2027, but we know exactly what's going to happen.
So check this out by contrast. The Artemis program, which was started in 2017, is delaying their moon mission till supposedly 2027 at the earliest. Well, the Apollo mission started in 1961, and supposedly they landed a man on the moon in less than 8 years.
And how is that relevant?
Guys, you following what I'm saying here? It took them less time in the 1960s to build their program all the way to the moon.
Yeah. Hey, listen, do you understand that in the 1960s they did things differently and there were different priorities? You cannot compare. Sorry.
Than it takes now. So the logical conclusion is, guys, they're not going back to the moon.
No, that's not a logical conclusion. There could be a lot of other reasons for that. And, they probably being much more careful now. And I must admit that the lunar landings in the 1960s was a bit of a rush job and probably a very high risk set of missions. And such a level of risk tolerance would not be available today. There's no way they would operate under the same risk level these days. So it will take longer.
They can't go to the moon, and they never could. I mean, you guys don't really believe they live stream from the moon.
So what's the problem? If they had technology to live stream from the moon, why is that a problem?
1969. And talk to the president from a landline in 1969.
This technology existed in 1969. What's the problem?
Today.
Well, there are different reasons why they're not going today. They needed to develop new technology, and they're going to be a lot more careful about it this time. But the live streaming from the moon is going to be a lot easier today than it was that long ago. I'll grant you that.
Come on, guys. Just admit it was silly to ever believe them.
No. I still don't have a problem with it, right? It's not silly. There's too much evidence for the contrary.
Space Agency.
Oh, well, that was fun, wasn't it? There's a lot more to chomp through today than yesterday. But, we have to go through the derp in order to get the 3 Bitcoins. So is anybody here now suddenly turned into a flat earther? I don't know. After hearing all that, I can't say that I've turned into a flat earther. I just hear a lot of people with incredulity and talking about stuff they know nothing about and using the Bible as a science book. How is that supposed to change the shape of the earth? I don't get it. Sorry. So here are the reminders. Like and subscribe. I want to get my subscription count up. First goal is to get more subs than Flatzoid. In case you didn't see it, at a debate with Flatzoid this morning on FTFE channel. You can go watch it. Another reminder, my GoFundMe is still open. I went to the final experiment, and if you haven't donated any money yet, and you would like to, you like what I do, have a look at my experiments. If you think it's worth a few bucks here and there, sure, I'd love to see your donation. That would help me enormously. And final reminder, the Final Experiments is a series of videos that will be put out on the Final Experiment channel, and the link is in the description. So thanks very much, and obviously we'll have to see you tomorrow because we've got to do another one of these. Have fun, everybody.